my name is Samantha, and my persuasive speech is on why you should go to Japan as a vacation spot. I vacationed in Japan for a week with my family. We stayed in Osaka, so we were in the countryside of Japan rather than the normal big city that most people think of when you think about visiting Japan. When I stayed there, we visited several different hotels and we got to see many different sides of Japan. When we first landed in Japan off the plane, we stayed in a hotel that was still in the city but was quieter than what you would think Tokyo is. We went to convenience stores to get snacks and breakfast snacks for the next day as well. We had also visited a market that was nearby to try the fruit in Japan, since the fruit in Japan is famous for being a luxury item. And from personal experience, I can say the fruit in Japan is like no other and is worth the luxury price. The hotel we stayed at was one of the smaller hotels that we had stayed at in Japan, and had a small restaurant downstairs that served breakfast. The breakfast that was served was the classic Japanese breakfast, which was rice, miso soup, mixed pickled vegetables, and some salmon with a cup of water or green tea. Other than that, we stayed in a hot springs village in Eiryoken, which is a classic Japanese hotel that has sliding rice paper panel doors. Instead of beds, you slept on futons and the tatami mats on the hotel room floor. The hotel even provided kimono robes and Japanese sandals called geira to walk around the village with. We visited 4 hot springs within one night and looked around the shops that the hotel village had provided. We also stayed at a remote hotel village where each room was like a small house, and in the center of the hotel's village, the Ryokan village, was a koi fish pond. And if you asked the staff, you could feed them, and they provided you with a small cup with some koi fish food in the cup to feed the fish. Around the hotel was a bunch of rice fields as well, so that everywhere you looked there were cranes and different water birds in the rice fields. We stayed in several other hotels, but my favorite hotels were the ones you could sleep on futons and had tatami mats for floors. Some of the activities we did in Japan was visit several shrines where the locals go to pray and make wishes. I participated in the wish making, where you buy a wooden slab and write your wish and they tie it up. I also participated in praying, where you would go to a wish fountain where each fountain had a different kind of luck. So one was luck, money, love, and you would go wash your hands and then drink from your hands from the fountain's water. And then after that, you would go up to the bell in front of it and ring the bell to make your wish. At many of those shrines where you would go see the torii, which are the big red arches that represent gates into the shrines or the prayers. We visited some of the bamboo forests and also visited Amano Hashidate, where you can see a piece of land that looks like a dragon flying into the sky if you look at it upside down. Japan is one of the safest countries to travel to with very low crime rate. The locals are also very nice and for the most part are very willing to help travelers, since they are very proud of their country. When I first got to Japan, I went to the Lawson's, which is a convenience store, to buy some drinks and snacks, and I had a hard time counting out the money that I had. Since most of the money in Japan is not paper money, most of their large bills, like 1, 5, and 10, like we use paper money, they use coins instead. So, since I wasn't used to paying in coins, I had a hard time paying at the cash register for my drinks and snacks. So the cashier helped me count it out and gave me tips on how to easily count out the money, and he helped me pay. So I can say that I had a really good time in Japan, and I would recommend Japan as a vacation spot. I don't think 1 week is enough time to vacation in Japan. So Japan is a super fun place to vacation in. You get to experience all the culture, you get to experience all the food. The food was amazing, and all the hotels were really great. If you sleep on a futon, it's not as hard as you think it would be sleeping on the floor. It's actually very nice. And all the hotels with beds in them weren't hard like you would think, since it was a Japanese hotel. They're actually very soft. But going to Japan for a vacation is a really great place to be, so I recommend it.